Howdy folks, welcome to the channel, Rockin' the Country. I'm Don, where I do non-pop country music reactions, and this reaction is no exception. Jason Eady is the real deal when it comes to non-pop country music. And Roger Smith made a gift to the channel for me to do this one. Roger might be Jason's biggest fan. It's certainly, you'd be up there in the running. Not on the channel, you certainly are, but maybe in worldwide you could be. So maybe if Jason sees this, he'd give you a shout out, Roger. 40 years. I can't even imagine what a lyricist and songwriter like Jason would do with a title like that, because 40 years biblically is significant, 40 years in the wilderness and other things. But I don't know if he's going to play on that theme at all. But it's sort of like a theme, like biblically, it sort of is one of these themes that denotes suffering, like over a long period of time. So some of it's self-inflicted. All right, let's see what we've got here. 40 years. It could just be that he's 40 years old. Thank you for this gift, Roger.
It don't take much to be happy. Some things you win ain't worth the fight.
Yep.
Always have a home come home to. Sometimes it's wrong being right. And there's a bad kind of laughter. And there's a good kind of tears. And these are some things that I've learned. It only took me 40 years.
Combined theme.
You know the past will leave you burning. If you don't let it go, tomorrow's what you make it. You really do reap what you sow. There's a blind kind of courage. There's a good kind of fear.
Yeah.
These are some things that I've learned. It only took me 40 years.
Well, that's not a bad thing at all. I mean, that is the progress of life. We learn different lessons. We each have our own strengths. We each have our own weaknesses. And they combine in this signature package that makes us who we are. And this could be presented as a negative thing, that it took 40 years to learn some of these things. But you got to go through experiences. You have to have time to contemplate. You've got to have broader perspective. Sometimes it helps to travel. Sometimes it helps just to be really sad, and then you come out of it and then you reflect on it. Like reflections of youth, and youth is anything younger than you are now, and it's just a beautiful thing when you're thinking and processing and figuring things out. And once you think you've got it figured out, you've quit the game. You just become boring and or obnoxious. Like staying curious about how things work, why they went right, why they went wrong, why they just are. Neither right nor wrong. You know, what do you say? There's a good kind of fear. There is, yeah. Don't walk in front of a bus. All right, here, let's keep going.
If it's true that I'm middle-aged now, I take it.
Yeah.
It took this long to get to where I am.
That it did.
The second half will be all that I can make it. Only this time around I'll understand. You can't change another man's thinking.
You can talk with them
by trying to win. You just keep doing those things you believe in.
Yeah.
Again and again. There's a bad kind of thinking,
That there is. Negative.
and there's a good kind of clear. And these are some things that I've learned. It only took me 40 years.
That's over? Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine what his 50-year song is going to be. And I also can't imagine what got left on the cutting room floor. This doesn't strike me as the type of song that you would just, spit out in 10 minutes. You'd come back to it. You'd add to it when you have more realizations. That's the beauty of thought. And if you really enjoy staying in thought and being in nuanced thought, and Jason does, it's the type of thing where the mind is always working on it, even in the background. You could be mowing the lawn. You could be doing something else in conversation. You could be watching a movie, and if there's like a powerful scene or powerful theme or just some moment in there that sort of conspires, if you will, with what you're working on in the background, and something will come to the foreground, and you'll be like, I have learned this certain thing. There's a good kind of clear, whatever he meant by that. And I think he meant in the context of thinking, because they weren't all juxtapositions from what I could tell. Some seem to be obverses and such, but just they were contrasts, but not one from another necessarily. Partially one from another. Good kind of fear, bad kind of, did he say thinking? It was in a different part, but it was all in there. I loved the fiddle in this. I just loved the gentle, poignant way in which it was preserved in the song. And there was nothing over the top at all. Nothing about Jason, nothing at all. But I mean, wondering what's the next 40 years going to be like. And it is sort of like a different theme to the song. But Don Henley has a song titled Everything is Different Now. And it starts out just about how he's running, had all these years of running, and he's running around in circles that just keep getting smaller. And he said, you look down and half your life is gone. And he got so tired of that. And he was looking for someone in his life to have. And heaven shot, and he dropped down to his knees and prayed. And heaven shot back, you get the love that you allow. And everything is different now. And that was about when he was about 40 in that song. And this is a 40-year song. Dave Barry has a book called Dave Barry Turns 40. I think he wrote that about 30 years ago. Everything Dave wrote was hilarious and is hilarious. And this 40-year theme, he said in the song, it took him 40 years to get here. And it's true. And then the day after his 40th birthday, it took him 40 years and a day to get it. And some things you figure out when you're younger, some things you figure out when you're younger, and then you realize when you're 40 or older that you were wrong, that it needs modification, or that you were just flat out wrong. And if you have a conscience, you'll be embarrassed by yourself. Things that you thought, things that you said, things that you did, positions you held when you were young, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I told people that idea that I had. Because it'll come back at you. When they see you again. Remember that time when you said you wanted to do this? So yeah, okay, sorry, thanks for bringing that one up. But it's like the saying that the problem with youth is it's wasted on the young. But the follow-up is the problem with wisdom is it's wasted on the old. And I don't think it's wasted depending on how you live your life. Like, I don't plan on retiring. I've set myself in a certain way, a desire, and it remains to be seen if I'm successful with it or not, but where I could continue giving back to younger folks. That's a passion of mine. Any people, really. I mean, as a life coach, I like working through the difficulties of life with people, giving them different perspectives to help them through the difficult and challenging times. And Sometimes you need a different voice. You need different perspectives. And I love that part of it. So and I'm not unique in that in ways like if we keep our brains active, we'll keep realizing things like this, but we will realize more things, and those things we could pass along to the younger folks because they do want to hear it. Younger folks will listen. If you're engaging and have something to say, they're going to listen. And it'll take them a while maybe to hear it. But the fact that you care as an older person to speak these things into their lives with a good sense of humor, that means a lot to them. So, Roger, that was good stuff. Jason he just does it, you know? I mean, every song he writes just gets me thinking, and I love to think. I love being made to think. I like feeling too, but this is a song like, okay, where's he going? Do I realize that? Did I realize that? Did I realize that at that age? Is that something I would have realized? All these kinds of thinking. The number that popped into my head on this was a 9.2. I was just captivated by it. It wasn't an overly complex song, but this is the product of a man who put thought into certain things that he learned. It might have been hard to leave certain things out, but you leave certain things out. It's this type of song around a campfire. He could keep going with it. So, all right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. You can thank Roger for this one. Have a great day. See you on another video and keep rocking the country.